We are being nourished by God. Welcome to the Shavuos perspective. The Shavuos perspective is in honor of our homeland, Eretz Yisrael. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu protect and guard our brave soldiers and grant them victory and strength. The Shavuos perspective is in loving memory of Baruch Chaim ben Mordechai, Edward ben Ephraim, Shlomo ben Edward, and Yerachmiel Daniel ben Gedaliah. May their souls be uplifted and may their memories be a blessing. The Shavuos perspective is in honor of the Refuah Shalema of Reuven ben Racholea, Binyamin ben Tova, Raphael ben Mazal, and Orna Basili. May they have a complete and speedy recovery. We are about to celebrate the holiday of Shavuos, Yom Tov Chag HaShavuos, which commemorates the giving of the Torah. On this day, 3,338 years ago, the Jewish nation stood at the foot of Har Sinai and entered into an eternal covenant, into a bris with God. In a revelation unlike anything before, unlike anything since, God descended upon Har Sinai and revealed His holiness, His glory, and Himself to the trembling Jewish nation. Just weeks after leaving Mitzrayim, after leaving Egypt, Moshe Rabbeinu and the Jewish nation came to the foot of Har Sinai, to the mountain area. And Moshe Rabbeinu instructed them to prepare themselves for 3 days as they are about to receive the Torah. The mountain became holy ground, forbidden to approach, as the nation awaited the moment that would forever change Jewish history. On the third morning, heavy thunder and lightning filled the heavens as God descended upon Har Sinai, Mount Sinai. The Jewish nation heard the first 2 Aseret Dibros directly from God Himself. An experience so overwhelming they begged Moshe Rabbeinu to serve as an intermediary, to serve as a conduit for God. Moshe Rabbeinu reassured them, telling them the nation not to fear, for this revelation came to inspire the nation with a lasting awe and fear of God, representing a life guided by His presence. Leading up to Shavuos, we count the Sfiras HaOmer, the 49-day journey between Pesach and Matan Torah. Each day represents another step of growth, another step of refinement and preparation. And during this time, we work to elevate ourselves, to prepare ourselves to receive the Torah once again, and this time with greater clarity, with greater purpose and greater connection. Shavuos is not only the commemoration of what took place thousands of years ago at Har Sinai. Every year, the Jewish nation are receiving the Torah once again. And we have the opportunity to reconnect to the very foundation of who we are and to learn that perspective from God Himself. However, a question comes to mind. After the reading of the Aseret Dibros, the 10 Commandments on the first day of Shavuos, there is a custom to partake in dairy foods, in milk and cheesecake. This custom is observed throughout the Jewish world and has become one of the most recognizable traditions of Chag HaShavuos, of the Yom Tov of Shavuos. Yet the giving of the Torah was one of the most profound, one of the most awe-inspiring moments in Jewish history. Why do we commemorate such a monumental event specifically through dairy foods like cheesecake and blintzes? What is the deeper connection between dairy, between milk, and the giving of the Torah itself? The Rama, Rav Moshe Isserlish, one of the great rabbinical authorities of the 16th century and the primary commentary of the Shulchan Aruch for Ashkenazi Jewry, gives us a simple explanation. And he writes in Shulchan Aruch and Orach Chaim that after the Jewish people received the Torah at Har Sinai, they became obligated in all the laws of kosher, of kashrus. And until that moment, they had not yet learned all the detailed laws concerning the proper shechita, slaughtering, and the preparation of meat. The Jewish people therefore refrain from eating meat until they can properly learn and fulfill all the requirements and the laws of kashrus. And according to many opinions, the Torah was given on Shabbos, a day where shechita, or slaughtering animals and preparing the animals, are forbidden. And as a result, the Jewish nation ate dairy foods instead. And we continue this custom on Shavuos to commemorate the Jewish people's first experience living according to the Torah and its mitzvahs. However, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, gives us a deeper and more profound explanation. The Rebbe explains that according to Chassidus, chalav, milk, and dairy products represent chesed, represents kindness, represents nourishment and closeness. Milk, chalav, gives life from the very beginning. Before a child can understand anything about the world around them, they are sustained, they are nurtured through their mother's milk. And through that nourishment, a bond is created long before the child can fully understand it. Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, created the same connection, says the Rebbe, between God and the Jewish nation. Har Sinai was not only the moment that we received the mitzvahs and Hashem's wisdom, it is the moment that HaKadosh Baruch Hu drew us close. He drew us close to establish a bris, an eternal relationship with us as a nation. And before fully understanding the Torah, we as a Jewish nation first experienced the closeness and the connection that comes with the giving of the Torah. The Rebbe explains that this is the deeper reason that Torah is compared to chalav, to milk. Just as milk nourishes and it sustains the body, the Torah nourishes and sustains the soul. The more a person connects themselves to the Torah and its wisdom, the more they begin to draw clarity and purpose, and obviously spiritual life from it. The Torah is not only something that we study and we learn, it becomes something that shapes and sustains who we are. The holy Rabbi Akiva states in the Gemara in the Talmud Psachim, more than the calf wants to nurse from the mother, the cow wants to give the calf its milk. Even more than the Jewish people desire to receive the Torah, God desires to give it to us. And Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, was not only an act of revelation from above, but it was an expression of God's love, of God's desire to connect with His people, with His children. And just as a mother naturally desires to nourish her child, God desires to nurture, to give sustainment and love to the Jewish soul through wisdom, through Hashem's chachma, through His holiness and closeness that comes from the Torah itself. So the custom of eating dairy, of eating chalav on Shavuos, reminds us of the depth, of the strength of that relationship. The kindness, the chesed that Hashem continuously shows us, His children, as He endlessly gives us nourishment and kindness from the Torah itself. And may we experience that nourishment in a revealed way and in a practical way, bringing clarity, giving chizuk, strength, and blessing into our physical and our emotional and obviously spiritual lives. As the Rebbe would end and bless for Shavuos, Kabbalas HaTorah b'simcha v'pnimiyas, may we merit to receive and internalize the Torah with happiness and joy. Have a joyous and meaningful Shavuos.